Showtime! Woo! 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 Starring and profiling. It's live and it comes. Woo! 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 Slow down. I'm styling and profiling.
Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report. I am your host, Tommy. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and hit that thumbs up. Keys to victory against the shitty 1-6 Miami Dolphins, a team that we should blow the fuck out. There is no excuse for our offense and defense to look sharp today. No excuse. I don't want to see. I get any given Sunday. I get it. But we're coming off a loss that we should have won. And I hope we learn from those mistakes, which is the red zone, which is the offensive line needs to step the fuck up. So my keys to the victory, and it's real simple. Red zone, number one. Let's start there. The red zone needs to be, I want to see a high percentage. I don't want to see a 2 for 6, a 2 for 5. I want to see a very high red zone touchdown percentage in this game. There is no excuse. You're going against one of the worst NFL defenses. I believe they're ranked 31st. So there is no excuse not to score touchdowns against a bad defense. Like I said, one of the worst. Just no excuse. Also, the offensive line. You're going against one of the worst NFL defenses in the NFL. I sound like a broken record, but there is no excuses for Josh Allen, for Josh Allen's jersey to be dirty, right? I don't want to see Josh Allen running for his life. I don't want to see Josh Allen backpedaling, trying to escape pressure all game. There's no excuse for that. This is the time for the offensive line to man up, step up, play angry, and do their job, both pass blocking and run blocking. That's what I want to see. I want to see our running backs get the ball a little bit more in this game because, listen, these games coming up, Dolphins, the Jags, the Jets, these are all games where our players need to start stepping up, meaning this is a good time for them. If there's going to be any mistakes, whatever to be made, let's clean them up these games. Let's I want to see improvement. This way, when we go down the stretch, when we go into the playoffs, all that shit's behind us. All of it. Okay, so it is what it is. We lost against the Titans. We're 4-2. We still got a good lead in the AFC East. I believe we're going to still win the AFC East by many games. I'm going to say right now, I think we're going to win the AFC East by 5-6 games. I'm dead serious. The Patriots have a very tough schedule. The Dolphins are awful, and the Jets are god awful. So, yeah, there's no reason why we shouldn't win that division by at least 5 games. Okay, but back to this game. Keys to victory. So I already said the red zone has to look good. Okay, I know they've been preaching this the last 2 weeks on the bye week. The coaching staff, I'm sure of it. The offensive line, I'm sure they got ripped into. Next, we're going to defense. Listen, last week or 2 weeks ago, that was a hiccup. Listen, the Titans, they have a tough offense. I'm going to give them that. They have the best running back in the NFL. They have 2 very good receivers, and they have a middle of the pack quarterback. But still, either way, the defense, they had a rough game, no doubt about it. However, this is a good bounce back game for them to be angry, get mad, get back to form, right? Get back to what we saw week 1 through week 5, week 6, right? You know, week 1 through week 5. Let me put it that way. So week 6 was obviously a disaster. I want to see that defense come back, right? Which I know they will. By the way, as we all know, Sean McDermott's teams, since he's been here, have always bounced back after a loss. They are very disciplined, right? They know this. That's why they say every game they're not looking forward. They're like to the next game. They're always concentrating on this game. Love that about the team, right? They're not overlooking the Dolphins. Okay, and that's good because it is. I get to any given Sunday, but good to great teams do not let bad teams beat them. And I believe in this team is well disciplined where that's not going to happen. Okay, it's very rare, that we've seen a Buffalo Bills team, a Sean McDermott team, play bad against a bad team. Just doesn't really happen that often. I honestly don't remember I would say maybe the Patriots last season, the first game. But I think that was more mental, because look, we played them again and we blew them out. So, anyways, back to this game. As far as defense goes, I think you're going to see exactly what we saw in week 2 versus the Dolphins. I think um, Leslie Frazier is going to bring out a variety of blitzes, confuse Tua, because everybody knows, Tua is, once he gets off his first read, he's like stuck. You know, he's in like the twilight zone. He doesn't know what's going on, right? He's not really much of a scrambler like he was in college. I kind of feel like he gets stuck behind his line after his first read. He gets confused. He starts to panic. And that's when he either gets sacked or he throws an interception. And I think we're just going to do the same thing. They don't have a good running team. I don't like the running backs. I don't like their offensive line. So yeah, in this game, I want to see at least 4 to 5 sacks. I think our defense can get that. I want to see a couple turnovers, which I believe we'll get. Um, we kind of own Tua as far as that goes, turnover department. So that's that on the defense as far as sacks and turnovers. I definitely want to see that against a bad offensive team. By the way, I think Dolphins are ranked 28th on offense. Once again, no excuse not to ball out here on both sides of the ball, right? On offense and defense. So like I said, these 3-game stretch coming up, there's no excuses for this team. None. Zero. This team needs to stay focused, stay hungry. I'm telling you right now, the offensive line needs to get their shit together. They need to play angry because the guys, listen, it is what it is. These are our guys. This is our offensive line. There's nothing going to change that. There's no trade right now. Listen, teams don't trade good offensive linemen. Just doesn't happen. So you could just scratch that right out the book. This is who we got. Deion Dawkins, right? Love Deion Dawkins. Darrell Williams, he's kind of, he's not living up to his contract. Let's be real. But I don't think he's played bad. He's just not living up to his contract, and we shifted him over. Spencer Brown is out for the game. So in comes, I'm guessing, Cody Ford, who needs to step the fuck up. Like, that's one player who needs to step the fuck up. Like, how many times are you going to get benched, bud? Mongo. I mean, I love Mongo. I really do. I think he plays angry. But I don't know what's going on this season, but he's not the Mongo I remember from last season. And last season, Mongo was like not even 100%. So a Mongo that's 100% should be playing nastier football, like a Richie Incognito. That nasty. That's what I want to see out of the offensive line. Nastiness, man, because it's a nasty position. You got to play that way. And the offensive line can't play soft, man. Can't play soft. So I need them to step up. Mitch Morse, another player like playing okay, but for one of the highest paid centers in the league, so he could step up. He could play better for sure. All these guys can look at themselves in the mirror, including Deion Dawkins, and say, what can I, look at themselves in the mirror and say, what can I do better? Is this the best I got? Because I don't think it is. I think they could play better. Okay. And that's something that Brandon Bean will, the offensive line will address in the offseason. But for now, these are our guys. Those guys need to step up. Bobby Johnson, which is our offensive line coach, OG Bobby Johnson, he's a responsible too. You got to get these players motivated. Whatever you got to do, you got to get them to play motivated and play angry and start blocking better for Josh Allen and the running backs. Because listen, I know everyone's screaming about running backs, but have you seen the run blocking? It's bad. It's really bad. And now it's affecting the pass block. The pass blocking is getting bad too. Can't have that. You cannot have that and make a playoff run and get to the Super Bowl with a bad offensive line. Not going to work. So those guys have to step up. And it's like I said, listen, the offense has played very well as far as scoring and all that. I think we're 5th in the NFL right now, but we're like 26th or 27th in red zone percentage. That's unacceptable. Imagine if we were, and even in the top 10 in red zone, we would probably be a top 3 offense, right? Because we would have, or maybe number 1. Because imagine if all those points were put on the board, right? By the way, we'd have 2 less losses. We would be undefeated right now. I don't care what anyone says. The Pittsburgh game, red zone was terrible. I think we were 2 for 6. 2 for 6. And you can't do that, right? Against the Titans, I think we were 2 for 5. Can't have that. Can't have that. Cannot have that. So I want to see the red zone in this game be a very good percentage. I'm talking 4 for 5, 5 for 6, something like that. Shit, 5 for 5. Okay. I still have us killing them. I think I said 44-20. I'm gonna go 44-21, something like that. Either way, we're gonna round them. But I still, even if we round them and we have bad red zone percentage, I'm not gonna be happy. If the offensive line is getting Josh Allen dirty, having Josh Allen run around scramble, because these guys are on his ass, I'm not gonna be happy, regardless if we win, because that has to be corrected. But anyways, guys, enjoy the game. Go Bills. Bills Mafia #1, and I am out of this bitch. Peace.